Pure in lane swaps, and we saw COG get leads on them with lane swaps, but they're the team that actually is probably looking for lane swaps this time around. If you go normal lanes, a Hecarim with teleport and a Draven in your bottom lane is so scary to play against. If he gets up a home guard teleport gank early and the Draven cashes in, that is one of the most snowbally comps that you can possibly have here. So it may be Team Liquid actually looking for the deep wards to try and get Sion, who's very good in a 2 versus 1.
And anything Team Liquid can do to try and change this from a normal game they would play against Cloud9. There are so many similarities in this matchup from last year. Team Liquid 3-0ing CLG in the previous round. Team Liquid going through a late season surge and having a lot of hype built up behind them. It all came crashing down last year when Cloud9 3-0'd them in the semifinals. But as Peter said, the curse is gone.
Yeah, right.
They are now Team Liquid. New team. Streaks don't count.
New breath of fresh air. And it seems like they are able to find a bit of a second win towards the end of the season. The early game safe for both teams here, as they're not even going to cross for the deep wards.
Yeah, Team Liquid were able to spread out and deny the deep wards for Cloud9, but it looks like both teams calling the lane swap top. So Cloud9 may be able to find the heads-up matchup here. Lemonation still hovering around down by bottom.
We need to be able to track the early jungle and top lane starts here. Something super common for Sion is that level 1 suicide camp. That does not look like what Team Liquid is doing here.
Strong side invade for Team Liquid.
Strong side invade. I wonder if it will get spotted, because if this doesn't get spotted by Lemon Nation, then Meteos would be at risk of getting counter jungled, and he's going to spot it right here.
Right now, though, Hecarim is going to get solo lane experience. Let's see, as Meteos does head into the other side of the jungle. As you said, Lemon saw the invade, so Meteos knows he needs to try and grab what he can out of the blue side jungle of Team Liquid while nobody's home.
That was a ridiculously aggressive play by Lemon Nation. He ran 2 people out of that side of the jungle with no backup. This is actually a pretty big advantage to Cloud9 in my opinion, both for the solo experience they're able to get to balls, and because Meteos isn't meaningfully denied in this jungle, thanks to the spotting by Lemon Nation.
Balls is slowly taking that wave down too, making sure he gets all of it, and it's not pushed to the turret here for Quas, so he could have a harder time than usual. Piglet going aggressive in the top lane onto Sneaky with a bit of that Storm Shield on, helps him out. So good aggression here already as Cloud9. A little bit of vision in the early game for knowledge, but not able to work anything off of it.
Yeah, that is the one advantage the Team Liquid gains about that strong side invade, is they did get Piglet a guaranteed early level 2. Lemonation slow to rotate, and Piglet next special doing as much as they can to punish this. And that has been one of the big keys to Team Liquid's resurgence, is the focus in early game strategy to make sure Piglet gets a good start.
Yeah, we'll see where Meteos decides to go early on. Because Gragas is one of the few Cinder Hulk junglers that has a really strong early presence. Plus the ability to hop walls means that he can come at you from different angles. Up early on in the top lane there, only 1 ward so far. Meteos already level 3 and fairly healthy. Looks like he is just going to continue on with his jungling though.
And a completely unpredictable jungle route. He did bottom side of his own red jungle, stole blue, horizontally across the map, back to the other blue. As far as guessing where Meteos goes right now, there's no logical path that Team Liquid can take to figure out where he goes.
Plus, since he spent so much time walking around, whenever Gragas is just covering distance on the map, regenerates a lot of HP due to his passive. And he's got control of both blue buffs, so he can just spam spells. And the early game really should be dictated by Meteos. We'll see where it looks like right now he's just going to continue to hard farm. Lemon Nation and Sneaky all on their own up in the top side here. Evening it up, getting a little bit of lane presence themselves. But man, the Hecarim that we talked about, again, this is such a snowbally combination. Hecarim plus Draven.
Cloud9 is absolutely winning this early game. 3 buffs, 4 Meteos. Ball's got the early experience, so he is actually able to lane 1v1 against Sion, which, if that was a straight-up 1v1, could not happen. Plus, Meteos will get the first chance at the gank.
Yeah, on Lissandra.
Whoa!
Nice.
Right on the list. Level 5, not 6 yet, not close. Not going to be able to hit it, but dominates there. He's going to be able to counter. Permafrost doesn't keep him in range enough. And a nice counter engage to that jungle gank.
Yeah. A lot of HP loss for both solo laners, so probably both return after that wave. Very good counter gank there. though, for Dominate to be in the right place. Just clearing his wolves and head straight up the mid lane. Fortunate for Team Liquid. But again, the importance of Quas keeping track of balls, he definitely has to alert the top lane when the Hecarim goes missing after home guards are concluded. Right now, though, it's just a rush to level 2 boots. Nice binding.
It's a lot of Draven damage right there.
Yep.
And a lot of Lucian damage.
Piglet's completely taking advantage of every time there's a catch, he's getting that Q right through a minion onto sneaky damage. It's almost telling him where to fire each time. He's taking full control. Very nicely done by him. Pick Special always on the back to get the shields in. And 45 to 37 in that bottom lane as well. Charlie was speaking to you, Kobe, and said Quas is one of the factors they need to shut down. So far, so good.
Yeah, we haven't...
Can still get big, though.
We haven't gotten to see balls in a 1-versus-1 situation in such a long time.
That's true.
Ooh, very good Tornado. Not only does it stop the back, but a little bit of extra harass. We'll see if Piglet tries to push it any further and continue to harass Sneaky as he CS's under the turret.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest advantages of pushing this early in the game, is trying to harass your opponent while they're under the turret trying to CS. And Sneaky just misses one right there as well.
Balls now on the roam.
They know that there's no flash on this mid laner.
Oh, thing is, there's no flash on either mid laner. It makes it a bit of a battlefield in that mid lane when both guys burn flashes as well as the junglers burning flashes. It means the next engagement, if it happens within the next 5 minutes of those flash cooldowns, can end up being a lot more bloody. Meteos has a bit more freedom, in my opinion, than I Will Dominate Sejuani, just because river control and I think a little bit tankier of a champion progress.
There's definitely focus around mid. Already Pink Ward's still going down. Dominate's going to be hovering that top side.
Such
Sandra as well. Where do they decide to go
already
from this one?
All right, focus top lane here.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be
both
good.
Both teleports are available. Sneaky still low under the turret. The constant
here.
harass.
They're ahead of Meteos on this rush, and the Black Shield's burned.
They sensed it so far ahead of time. Sneaky! Oh! He gets out of the ultimate. He thought he was going for the brush, and Dominate just huffs it over his shoulder. Whiffing that one. And they only get elimination on that one for First Blood.
First Blood pretty big there for Team Liquid, though. Up until this point, dead even between the two teams. So, in response, of course, mid lane shove, try and deny at least a minion wave. Quas also canceled his teleport, as did Balls, so they're also still even on teleports here. Incredibly close game still.
One kill could have easily been 2, but I can't criticize Dominate too heavily for missing that Sejal because Sneaky was waiting for the jukes with both flash and heal for extra move speed.
Very flashable skill.
Very flashable. The wind up on that thing.
Also Adrenaline Rush. He had all the means. Everything to get out of it. Back and forth in this wet noodle fight here in what is the top lane, but we're on the bottom side of the map. 8 minutes in, 70 to 63, so Quas has done a very nice job of keeping himself relevant in that lane.
Because Meteos was chasing around Dominate right there, a very delayed level 6, he actually just got that by taking the small golem by the blue. And Dominate is doing a very good predictive job of this. Lemon, what's he doing in mid lane?
That does not look like he's going to be living very long. That's what is happening right now. High offers up a Frost Bomb, but it obviously isn't enough.
All right.
Very peculiar move right there. It seemed like Lemon was trying to do a bit of a rotation mid to get pressure on the mid turret, but they didn't keep track, actually.
Well, it's so common for the supports to start roaming after their first back. You'll almost always see those supports roam after their first back, but
not the
Piglet also roamed. Yeah, exactly. Piglet was backing up Xpecial in his roam, so Piglet with a huge lead now for Team Liquid, just where they want their money early on this Lucian. This is actually very good news here for Team Liquid to get such a good early lead. The BF sword to try and keep down this Draven. While Sneaky didn't die and lose his Adoration stacks in the early dive, he is definitely outclassed in the lane right now. Pickaxe to BF sword and longsword.
He is behind by so much. Even just the straight attack damage is 150 on the side of Piglet before the Janna shield and 113 onto Sneaky. That is an untradeable lane. Even if they landed Dark Binding, I feel like Piglet would just turn and fight.
Yeah, it did not work out for them this time. Going with the matched up lanes, it seems like the duo of Piglet and Xpecial has definitely been getting stronger throughout the season.
All right, well, we are still looking for that wild card, the early Hecarim home guard teleport.
Yeah,
Balls does have it available, but teleport cooldown, as we said, was used in the top skirmish, so Once that comes back up, we'll see if he can make any moves. As of right now, though, Team Liquid also a lot of turret pressure up in this top lane because of how oppressive Piglet and Xpecial have been.
Yeah, Piglet is looking really comfortable right now.
Tower shot on his way out, though. Gonna help out Sneaky a little bit here.
Use this to get another gank in the top lane. Fortunately not in position for it. You see Balls getting solo farm in the bottom. High could look to open up the map here. Good pressure from Phoenix in the mid lane. Phoenix been playing very well on a versatile amount of champions lately. You can't really tell what's going to come in from him in Champion Select. He is down 20 CS in the mid lane right now as Cloud9 loses their top turret.
Yeah, this duo of Lucian and Janna can murder turrets. Outer turrets at this point in the game are butter for him. If they get that duo roaming, they can easily knock down a few more. Cloud9, though, going to open up the middle of the map. We'll see if they can get some more ward coverage for themselves. Yeah. Try and keep track of Dominate, because Dominate's got the Sejuani ult as well as Flash available. Looks like they're going to turn their attention towards Dragon after the top lane was taken. Sneaky solo farm. Cloud9 may just have to give this one up. Their AD carry's not going to join this one. Early Dragon, not quite that big of a deal at this point in the game, so Cloud9 probably not going to try and fight it. Let Sneaky solo farm.
The question will be now whether Team Liquid can turn this into pressure outside of the Dragon. Piglet rotating down with a huge item lead. Now will Team Liquid be able to go elsewhere and take more turrets, because they have the potential for a really big power spike soon. Quas completing that Frozen Heart before Cloud9 has any magic penetration on High's Corki. They're pretty much just doing physical damage for the most part, and Quas could really become part of a great roaming turret-taking squad with the Janna Lucian to take down turrets and the Scion to basically protect the wave with his body from any wave clear that Cloud9 might have.
We'll see where they go after this Dragon. Dominate getting big now. And with Quas getting just as big, they may want to start starting their own fights here if they have eyes on Balls and he can't get that home guard teleport in. They have actually switched back to regular lanes with Meteos now starting to hover the bottom. They want to try to maybe get Sneaky going after having a rough early game.
I must be sitting on a huge amount of cash as well. Yeah.
You'd say?
2,600 right now. He's sitting on only Sheen in lane.
He wants Triforce.
He's going to go back and buy a full Triforce when he does base here. And that may be the power spike that Cloud9 are looking for, you know, to get back this 1,000 gold that came from the extra 2 kills here from Team Liquid. Let's see, though. Sneaky's still stacking up the Adoration. He has yet to die, so he can still cash in if he gets a lot of help.
Wow. Yeah, he needs a lot of help, though. It's remarkable how Piglet and Xpecial have stuck with this 2v2 lane, because it is not a winning matchup for Sneaky right now.
No, and one stand aside, one binding, Xpecial's gone, and Piglet would be left alone. That's what you expect to see.
That's what they'd hope. But the thing is, if you land a binding, Piglet's just going to go right at them. Yeah. And with his... he has had some superior attack damage, but the shop gold is actually quite different right now. The power with those two is as close as it's going to get.
So when you sweep a ward like that in Tribush, that's got to alert Team Liquid that Meteos may be in the area. So Cloud9 still have to be fairly careful here. Dominate snuck his way into the brush, and because he has the Raptor buff, he knows that Cloud9 have no inkling that he's down here. Their bottom lane playing so aggressively, though, that Dominate is pretty much just there for counter gank insurance, since the Tribush ward was cleared.
Well, it would have been good timing. Piglet's out of mana if Meteos did decide to make himself. Oh, maybe he will now. I was going to say make himself part of this fight, but
Piglet
he waits.
Can go back and get an IE, which will be long before Sneaky will have a chance to. It's a 1,300 gold lead on the 80 carries. So that's basically the entirety of Team Liquid's gold lead is Piglet over Sneaky, which is pretty crazy. Sneaky's the most consistent, best player on Cloud9 all split. And because of a little bit of an early game lead with Lemonation being behind in experience and a nice 4-man roam that Team Liquid did earlier, it's given Piglet a huge edge.
Ooh. I think it's all going to be about the double Trinity Force spike, because just having one on Corki is good for Cloud9, but it's not enough to overcome the lead that Team Liquid have right now. So they may actually even wait longer for Balls to grab his as well. But again, the teleports are still up. We're still looking for these top laners to impact the rest of the game rather than being on their own island. Sion can very well do the same thing. I mean, we're talking a lot about the home guard teleport, but Sion Ultimate also can force things, especially in the long lanes when all these outer turrets start to go down.
I was going to say, they're taking a little bit to group the amount of power that they have, but it looks like they finally headed towards mid here. Team Liquid looking to take down one of the final turrets as High is just left soloing the bottom one himself.
Dominate on full HP, looking to invade here. Backed up by Piglet. Infinity Edge completed.
Looks like they get out of that one safely. No vision, I think, from Cloud9 on that one either, as Team Liquid has had the top side of the river the entire time. Able to counter gank Meteos as well on his ganks towards middle, trying to take down Phoenix. He's gotten himself out and 2 assists for his troubles in that mid lane. Piglet still wreaking havoc here, putting pressure wherever Sneaky is, and he has to respond.
I'm actually really surprised.
The Vamp Scepter?
The Vamp Scepter.
Yeah,
from
I was
High.
just looking at that too.
I thought for sure he'd be going Ludens, Echo, Corki this game to differentiate their damage and increase their poke, but he is going for the AD carry Corki build. Not even Sorcerer Shoes to go along with his Trinity Force Pike against a team that has 2 heavy armor stackers.
And I think that does signal that Cloud9 are looking more for the mid-game win because...
They just want to push turrets.
Yeah, because the Ludens Echo actually seems like it scales a bit better than standard AD Corki build.
I would say that's true.
And it may want to make a really hard mid-game push there when they do get the double Trinity Force.
Well, what they're doing right now could put them in a position for some wards at least. They did put one down by blue. That could be a teleport for balls a little later. Meteos here now towards the bottom line.
Oh, good poke there, landed from High.
Going to back off on this one.
Ludens Echo or not, the level 11 for Corki is ridiculous. Level 2 on those rockets, taking their toll on the mage, who cannot lifesteal off of creeps. Piglet though, going to buy shield.
This game
can life.
This game is definitely stalled out.
Yeah.
There's some very questionable things happening with the Cloud9 item builds as well. Sneaky just picked up an Avarice Blade instead of trying his best to finish the Infinity Edge. But that kind of signals to me that they're hoping they don't get a real fight anytime soon.
Well,
there's a
Liquid
chance
has
that
given
the
them
small
so much
amount of crit
breathing
can
room.
help. Maybe.
Plus, it makes you question: is he going to go Ghost Blade Infinity Edge, or is he going Static Shiv? Because Ghost Blade seems like it would be less effective since there's early armor stacking already. Flat penetration isn't going to be that great.
It's just Cloud9 going in a couple of unorthodox directions with item builds, and especially with this Dragon 2 coming up, they're in position to maybe contest. This would have to be a teleport in for balls. He can't even charge his home guard.
I actually like trading the top turret here for Dragon 2 for Cloud9. Dragon 2, they're not that worried about... Whoa, he goes in for the steal.
Close.
Almost gets it.
Oh, Sneaky. Sneaky way too deep on that one. Didn't know Phoenix was just above him. He does not cash in on that. Lemonation's about to take one more Q from Phoenix. They can clean this one up as Piglet arrives. He heals Dominate. He stays alive for just a second longer and long enough for the fight to go Team Liquid's way. High running for mid.
High's really got to get out of there.
Woo! Yeah, that was very strange for a number of reasons. Team Liquid was doing the right thing, positioning with their power spikes, going for Dragon, knowing they had a Frozen Heart against an AD team, and that they can win any fight that they take. And then Sneaky gets bloodthirsty trying to cash in his adoration, hoping that he gets that, finishes an Infinity Edge, and goes to snowball the game. But everything goes wrong. They were the weaker team at the time. They did not have a home guard teleport to come back in, and they pay the price.
Yeah, that's why I really thought Cloud9 were going to opt for the trade there and trade that top turret.
Yeah.
But Meteos goes in for the steal, and then they have the Draven initiation. Now, there is a good... Dominate locks up balls with the Sejuani ultimate early on, but really, X-Special flashing in for the Janna ultimate is what turned the tides of this fight. When Quas does not go down, Cloud9 get demoralized. They can't clean up the rest of the fight here. Sneaky's already down. All their damage has been broken at this point. And X-Special comes up with a huge reset for that fight, saving Quas, disengaging the members of Cloud9, and allowing Team Liquid to pick up some extra kills there. What a huge swing for Team Liquid. Plus, with Sneaky going down, that big cash-in that they were waiting for gets cut in half.
He was around 350 adoration stacks before that fight, which would have been a very generous cash bonus And we've seen him get success before by flashing in just to get a kill. We saw it in the COG game where he flashed in to kill double lift, but he was trying to flash in and kill a Frozen Heart Scion that time, so that did not deliver.
Yeah.
One does not look good for Cloud9. Definitely thinking about what happened in picks and bans, how that could have gone better. Great picks taken by Team Liquid, thwarting what a Cloud9 could have done in this one. Hi, my name is Piglet, and you are dead. He dies so fast, he actually takes the aggro off of Lemon Nation. Now they can't save him after that one. He went a little too hard that time.
Piglet just establishing his dominance.
Yeah, I guess so.
Taking down the adoration stacks again.
Yeah, honestly, it seems like a bit of a foolish move by Piglet because he did have a bounty on him, but there was a pretty high chance he gets
it was. You can still call it that because he uses flash as well. So
most of it was the play of Lemon Nation, though, landing the binding and then locking up with the stun. Otherwise, Piglet could have gone in and out. Plus, they end up getting a turret and they cut the adoration stacks. I actually can't say it's that bad of a play by Piglet.
Worth.
Definitely calling worth after that one.
Mostly worth.
You can make the argument that it is worth.
Well, right now he may have gotten the argument of, all right, calm down a little bit. That was a little too hard from the team, and we'll see if he corrects the play there. Still a good push on the bottom lane and an immense amount of wards for Team Liquid on the bottom half of that map, giving up Cloud9, because if Cloud9's also not on that wards, they know they're on the top side of the map.
Yeah, and you know, they picked up the double train force right after that disastrous dragon fight.
The timing just wasn't there.
It really depletes the...
Yeah.
Another Sigil, another flash burn, plus they may even still pick up the kill.
There's only so much you can do, Hi.
And they also gave it to Piglet. That was really nice discipline by Team Liquid overall, knowing that Piglet is in position to carry this game with their tank team and crowd control. Team Liquid is abusing their power spikes very well, and Cloud9 disregarded them, which they are paying for.
Yeah, and remember how much the first game of the series was talked up, how much it means for both of these guys with Team Liquid being such an emotional team and riding high on the confidence of taking down CLG. Everyone's like, oh, you know, Cloud9's a completely different story. Yeah. Don't get overexcited. But Team Liquid with a really strong showing here early on, and we've seen how much momentum really does mean in the best of fives. Liquid, though, gonna have to do some work to get Phoenix out of here.
Oh, Sneaky just can't catch a break.
They really wanted to give it over to him, but time to hightail it out of there. Quas doesn't have his ultimate or his flash.
So still wants him. He's still going for it.
He's just limping along.
You don't always get what you want.
He drives right by.
What's interesting to note is even though Team Liquid has been dominating the pressure in this game, Cloud9 is picking up enough stuff on the backsides. Their CS numbers are very high. Balls at 211 CS to 160 plus. Turrets are only one behind for Cloud9. The two dragons at this point in the game aren't that meaningful until they stack a little bit later, or they can continue to deny Cloud9. We've done a lot of talking about what Team Liquid has done right and what Cloud9 has done wrong. But what Cloud9 has done right is keep the trading in this game alive.
Doing it under our nose.
And they're not dead yet.
They're 113 from Meteos to the 87 of Dominate, so he's going to be a big factor in the fights as well as that tank we were talking about.
Yeah, Cloud9, they're not dead yet, but they're facing a map that's littered with Team Liquid wards. So Team Liquid have done a very good job of getting those deep wards after they got their lead. Plus, this front line from Team Liquid is going to be so troublesome.
Massive.
A double Frozen Heart front line against the double AD team. And this is not a looted Zeko Corki either. This is the Blade of the Ruin King early on.
We're so far away from Cloud9 picking up Armor Pen as well.
It's going to be very difficult here for Cloud9 to pull off the win, but they would have to, you know, catch some sort of fight here with a numbers advantage. Maybe get somebody out of position.
Maybe like that.
Good start there for Cloud9. See if they can capitalize on it, though. Dragon's up, Baron's up. They have a pink ward on Baron.
Baron will be reaching, I feel like.
Nito's going to clear it out.
The back
that's
for
about it.
Teleport Home Guard possibly here from Balls as well to start things off. He's backing with 400 gold. So just to get that health crystal.
Surprising to me that Cloud9 doesn't run down and at least try and force Dragon, but they did just catch a support. They still have to respect the double Frozen Heart tank line that is Team Liquid. 24 minutes in, with double 80 carries and Gragas, they have a lot of control on that area. Maybe this is the home guard TP X Factor.
They were waiting for it. Right onto Piglet. They get the fear as well. It's only going to be a few more swipes as he copters around. High is diving in just to get Piglet. Blocks from Quas as he's the meat shield there. Now back on to dominate in the mid lane as they chase Piglet down. He's going to burn. The true damage drops him. Sneaky finally cashes in, but there wasn't even that much for him to get an adoration. And that becomes just a chase. Does Cloud9 go for Baron?
It's all about how much Cloud9 can take off of that one catch of X Special. It is all waiting together.
Now
they try Baron.
But no teleport, so he can home guard up there, but it's still going to be a little bit more
no. This is
the Monsoon steal.
Phoenix has no ultimate.
Yeah, but look at how low Cloud9 is. There's no mana on Sneaky. This is disaster.
Oh, the claw goes in, but the claw's not taken by Phoenix. That means his initiation is kind of thwarted here. He stays on the back.
Oh,
Meteos in by himself. Get out of there, man. No, you can still get attacked back there. Get out. They're still going. Baron's hitting people all the way outside. Ball sticks the last shot. Quas, again, on the front line. A huge meat shield for the team is leading the charge. Woo! Phoenix, once again, wastes the claw. He's still now with the back line of the team as it is just a back and forth scrap skirmish.
Now is it going to be traded off here? Piglet starts up the Baron. Now this is how you keep it
Dominate's
exciting.
coming out.
Yeah, okay, so Team Liquid pretty low from this. The ultimate
out of mana, though. I think this is...
Dominates here. No ultimates on pretty much anyone because the fight has been continuous.
Balls gets hit. He still has Ignite for that top lane, so it could be a kill factor. It's going to have to be the disengage, though. Sneaky's going for the bottom wave. It looks like Team Liquid's going to go for the push.
I think it's Dragon, though, because High's out of mana and the rest of Cloud9 are really low. I think that's going to be Dragon. So they chase them off Baron, but they are going to give up the Dragon. So, yes, hindsight 2020, but Cloud9 opted for the very impactful comeback play.
Yeah.
If they could have pulled it off, if they had more damage, but they didn't really take into account their low mana bars, and they cede over another advantage here to Team Liquid. Number 3 is actually fairly important for them. With the move speed of the double Frozen Heart front line, things get very tricky for Cloud9.
Some incredibly bold shot calling, I would say. But
I mean, you
it's
can tell
not
that,
like
you can tell that they felt that inkling of desperation with their backs against the walls, and having fumbled the early power spike, they really wanted to make a big, impactful comeback play. But again, kind of overreaching.
They have everything right after they need it.
Yeah. The CS lead from Balls is also pretty big. The gold in this game is incredibly close. If Cloud9 could have finagled that pick from X Special onto a Dragon instead of that extended Baron fight, they would be substantially more in this game because then they would have access to the bonuses. Now, Team Liquid is faster. They're closer to 5 Dragons. They still have the armor stacking. We're still a long ways from Cloud9 picking up Last Whispers and meaningful teamfight wins without a catch.
I mean, Sneaky has gone for that Ghost Blade. It's a very late Ghost Blade to come in, and there's not many people that have low enough armor for that Ghost Blade to have a really big effect. If he does get into a situation where he's got some alone time with Piglet or X Special, then yes, maybe he can cash in and make it worth, but we'll see if they can actually pull off one of those plays, catch Piglet out of position. That will take some better ward coverage from Cloud9.
Just pinged out by the Raptor camp. I'm pretty sure they did not see Dominate back there. Ball's cleaning up in the mid lane, almost level 16. He's the only 15 in the game, and that would be a huge factor in the ultimate realm for that next fight. 30 minutes coming up on the clock. As you're right, Jack, Cloud9 is stuck very strong in this game. The Righteous Glory now finished for Meteos means they're going to be in the face of Team Liquid much more.
And Team Liquid needs to control the map right now. Cloud9's done a lot to split them up and then try and find catches, even though Team Liquid has pretty good ward control. So Team Liquid now, wards around the Baron area. Their side lanes aren't pushing heavily. At this point, Team Liquid needs to deny, sweep, and get the vision at Baron so that they can force Cloud9 into them and potentially win a team fight. They're just still a little desynced on all of their recalls. Look at that. One guy goes back while Quas tries to push top. They're almost playing catch-up to Cloud9's map play.
Yeah, it's true. The small advantage means nothing if you don't perform in the team fight. And the first step of getting that good team fight is trying to gain control of the middle section of the map so that you can actually have the initiation on your terms. They would love to have Quas started off with his ultimate, and chain the hard CC from Dominate and Phoenix. But Cloud9 have done a pretty good job of wrestling back that vision control, getting some true sight up around the mid lane here.
See if they can get to that turret line. It'll be a nice surge in gold for them as well to keep coming back even stronger. And that is what Piglet and the rest of the team is trying to stop. Piglet, 4 kills on the board.
Here it is.
Everybody else has 1. This could be that initiation. The dinner bell goes off. Sneaky gets the black shield, so he doesn't really get too much off of that. Just the slow on the end. Then he gets the glacial plume. It is going to be all onto him. And Balls now on the backside. Liquid is nicely on the Monsoon. They're getting all the heal that they need, and Cloud9 can't really dent him now. Piglet has hardly taken even any damage in this fight, and they are gonna once again push Cloud9 out of the middle, out of a fight, and High dives in, trying to throw down that equalizer we all know so well.
Even with the desynchronized initiation with Quas not landing spells and a pretty good start by Cloud9, they could not break through the tanks of Team Liquid.
Yeah, Piglet free firing from the back line here on Lucian, able to follow up on the front line from Team Liquid. Piglet has built the pure DPS build for AD carry, and because Sneaky had to spend so much time retreating and backtracking, not a lot of damage output from Cloud9 after they're able to at least peel the initial wave there, and it was a good job there by Balls to actually get the ultimate off for peeling. And try and get Phoenix out of there.
Start of this fight, Team Liquid realized that they had Cloud9 corralled once, so they figured they get a 5v5. They didn't really care about how sloppy the initiation would be as long as it's all 5 people right there. Yeah. Again, look at Sneaky at the back of the fight. Can't contribute. High, throwing those little missiles into the tanks doesn't do much, and it's Piglet with the Janna shield free hitting.
Yeah, he dashes into the center of that team fight at the very beginning, constantly firing, and High here trying to pick off special from the back line.
Nice
there.
dukes.
That's just, they were outnumbered at the end and can't pick up the extra kill here for the support. Team Liquid, huge momentum swing there.
You can see the bit of going for broke here by Cloud9, kind of throwing it all on the table for that that last fight there. In this first game. I mean, it's the game you really got to kind of pull out all the stops. You have the most room to stretch your legs if you're going to do something, so why not try it when you have more games to play with? But hopefully it's not too demoralizing here within this one, because the fights, they're missing slivers of health on some of the champions and then losing the entire fight.
That's why I kept saying it really looked like Cloud9 were going for a big mid-game power play, because in the late game here, this is the problem that they're running into. Yeah. And right now, Team Liquid very securely holding on to this mid-game advantage and actually pressing it fairly well.
And Cloud9 also has item leads in the right places. Not only do they have the strong tank line, but also they have Piglet with the most gold on the team to bring the damage behind the protection of the tanks. Dragon 4 on the way. It's something Cloud9 would love to be able to stop, but it just doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, I mean, with Balls having to use his ultimate to peel Phoenix off of Sneaky rather than dive Piglet, that was the main difference there. The last time we saw them fight, Balls actually singled out Piglet and had him on the run for the entire time. If he can keep Lucian running, or if he can actually score a kill on them, then maybe Cloud9 claw their way back in. But Piglet here, full offense. Lucian is just bringing too much to the table with this very safe front line that he has to work behind.
Well, let's see if Team Liquid can kind of ace the next test here, which would really play on the minds of Cloud9, is how fast can they close out the game with this lead. It seems like a fight could go in their favor pretty quick and be over very fast, but those death timers aren't too long. Let's see, Team Liquid setting up for those mid-fights. They're not actually too worried about engaging their own. They're letting Cloud9 kind of work into a position, and then Team Liquid takes the fight.
What a good start for morale for Team Liquid too. You know, 18-1 Cloud9's record against them. Really, really intimidating to even go into a best-of-5 series with that kind of score. But again, they've got new players on the roster, and they got
fresh blood
resurgence. Yeah, against the after the win there against CLG, huge confidence for Team Liquid coming into this.
And the difference with the way Team Liquid is playing from the regular season, Piglet in particular, and the team playing around him, from regular season to playoffs, it is night and day. Piglet had awful regular season statistics. He played 2/3 of the game, so 12 games, only had 33 kills overall. He had 25 kills last week, 6 in this game.
All right, here we go. This is going to be it.
This is the fight.
They go in. The vision's not fully there. Dominate gets locked up, so it's going to be Quas now on the front line. They have those Bash brothers to keep going in, though. Beautiful positioning by Phoenix, Special, and Piglet as they enter this one. Piglet off to the side, do the explosive cast, but he dies right over the wall. A double kill to start off the fight. It's going to be High jumping out. Balls is already retreated on the fight, and they're going to be chasing down towards Meteos. He's just going to give them a run for their money as Team Liquid wins another one.
Piglet actually got knocked out of the fight, and he flashes back in point blank to kill Sneaky right there.
There's no threat on them in team fights right now. Cloud9 is trying to initiate scatter tactics now. The team fight game is over. Let's see them run around.
It's the guerrilla warfare strat. Hit and run. They try to get mid-turret. Obviously, Baron goes down, which means the side waves are going to start pouring in now. If Team Liquid wants to push the minions, Cloud9, they're getting pushed up back against the wall here, but they're still trying to squeeze out whatever advantage they can. Lost a few members on that one, but they do get away with mid-turret.
And it wasn't like it was a horrendous misplay that caused the game to go this direction. Remember this slight, it started off very slowly with slight leads for Team Liquid in the laning phase in that top lane. Let's take a look at the fight though. Once again, Cloud9 able to land a little bit of poke, but it does not matter. Quas head right into the middle of the team, calling on balls. Piglet chases him right out of the team fight and then flashes in to finish off Sneaky and point blank into elimination face.
Dominate with that Sejuani ultimate as well, right onto the face of Sneaky. There's no Mikhails on Lemon Nation since the Black Shield was not applied for the Sejuani ult. Nothing they can do to protect.
I think if there is one big play that Cloud9 really regret in this game, it's that Dragon fight, where they could have traded for the top turret, but actually decided to force it and had Sneaky initiate with the Draven. So I think that is maybe their one regret.
I think that's
going into game 2 here, but
that has to be the biggest regret of all because they did not have the itemization to take that fight. Sneaky, he sold out for a kill and didn't get it. You know, when that happens as Draven, he loses the game to the other AD carry. That was the turning point of Team Liquid taking over this game. The rest of it has been Team Liquid avoiding Cloud9's catch potential, getting their own catches. And I mean, at this point, Piglet would have to make a catastrophic error to die in these fights. Janus Shield, QSS, and a whole ton of damage.
Yeah, he's literally dashing and flashing into the middle of the team fight, and Cloud9 cannot punish it.
Yep.
He's only 3,600 gold over Sneaky. He's kind of rich this game. So another 1,300 gold sitting in his pocket that he doesn't really have time to spend all just yet because he's farming more in the bottom lane. The team comes to meet him as they gather here.
1120 crit on the creep.
They're going to push in this turret not long for this world here. We'll see what Cloud9 can do as they put their dukes up, most likely one last time here in game 1. Ball's going to back off.
It's crazy.
No engage for him.
It's only a 4,000 gold lead. But because Cloud9 is so heavily physical damage, Team Liquid has itemized so heavily armor, and because the gold is in the damage dealers for Team Liquid, it feels much worse.
Right over the wall, coming from the fog of war practically, and it's going to be the hit that Team Liquid wanted. Cloud9 and the rest of the members looking for the fountain, and the Nexus turret's in the eyes of Team Liquid here. Game 1, 38 minutes in, a 14-6. Like you said, Jat, the gold isn't that spread, but the map domination, the team domination, and the composition domination here coming from Team Liquid as they try to put the finishing touches on Cloud9 and push them off one last time.
I don't think they can finish. Piglet went too deep at the end of that fight trying to pick up the last few kills, and it will delay the game. They actually can save these Nexus turrets.
All right, Cloud9 gonna hold on here. 2 inhibitors down, though.
With the anti-win. God.
I know. They were so close. Honestly, Piglet, if he just focuses the Nexus turrets while all that stuff is happening off on the side.
He's got a GA ahead.
Sold his QSS.
Very rarely do we see the defensive item GA for AD carries. But Piglet just gonna pop right back up if they ever do catch him out.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't just go Blade of the Ruin King.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like it's optimal still, but at this point, it honestly doesn't really matter.
Especially if they can get this 5th dragon with 2 inhibitors down.
Yeah.
They're waiting for Piglet in case a fight breaks out at Dragon.
We're talking about Team Liquid's confidence earlier, and I think trust, especially hearing that in the videos today, was a big thing. That was a big wall for them because Piglet said, they trusted me, but then he said, then I trusted them.
Yes, that's the biggest part. We heard so much early on in the season when Piglet was trying to make his way into the team, how he would almost make other players second-guess some of their decisions. Because Dominate would want to do one thing, Piglet would want to do another. They'd have a lot of noise in their communication, and you can't have disagreements like that in the game. You have to default to trust. And that's what Team Liquid is playing like. When Dominate goes in, Piglet goes in with them. There's not that second-guessing in this game and in the COG series. 5 Dragons now. 2 inhibitors down. Team Liquid pushing inhibitor number 3.
This one will be tough. The stranglehold now onto Cloud9. If they can thwart this fight, they may have a good chance of bringing it so they can scale hard enough to really win the fights. But it is going to be tough as they pressure the last inhibitor turret.
All right, taking that one down very quickly, but Balls goes in.
Oh, he does.
And they got AoE.
That's a lot of damage. That's a good binding as well. So they cannot get to the back line. Sneaky, however, is now in the eyes of Piglet, and it only took 2 of those passive shots to hit him out of the fight. Meteos on the back line. He can only live for so long. The Guardian Angel keeping Piglet safe. He goes deep. The crits are hitting. The crits are counting. And he picks himself a triple kill here as they end the game now. Finally getting to the Nexus turrets without any Cloud9 members on the map. And the Rift is theirs in game 1. 20-7. 40 minutes on the clock. Team Liquid bring it to game 2. 1 up.
Well played.